Amazon's Cloud Player suddenly just works on your iPhone. iOS 4.3.3 gets released, though it's just a bug killer that's already been jailbroken. And Apple explores the over-the-air updates for iOS 5. All this and more coming up right now. Hello everybody, I'm Jaime Rivera and welcome to the Pocket Now iReview, the show where we go through all this week's cool and the not so cool inside the world of Apple's iOS devices. Let's start this week off with the cool. Well, iOS 4.3.3 just got released, which is iOS 4.2.8 for Verizon customers, though you guessed it, there aren't any enhancements. The only bug killers that are included are the ones that deal with Spygate, so if you don't want to be tracked, you might as well just go and update. Now, well, the only reason this really made it to the cool section is because, well, it got jailbroken just a couple of hours later, and it is untethered jailbreak, so happy jailbreaking, and well, that's pretty much it for the iOS update, if you could call it an update. And well, speaking of jailbreaking fun, a new hacker community called Infinity Dev Team, and yeah, they're all called Dev Team, has just announced that they'll be releasing a Cydia alternative called Lima, which again will offer you hacks and services to your iOS device. Now, why is this cool? Well, first of all, it's web-based, so you don't require downloading an application for it to work. And second of all, well, it's really cool to see that there is competition for Cydia, or that there will be, because things are getting kind of expensive in Cydia. It's kind of ironic that some hacks are actually more expensive than applications in the App Store. And well, the Amazon Cloud Player was a lot of news because of the fact that it beat Apple to the fact that Apple was working on bringing iTunes to the cloud. And Amazon just did it out of the blue, not telling anybody about it. Now, the tougher luck was the fact that Amazon chose to only support Android devices with an application for Android. Now, kind of interesting though is the fact that at first it didn't work on iOS devices, but recently, even though it tells you that your browser is not supported, just hit continue. And then you'll notice that, voila, the application or the service is now working on your browser. And well, it's kind of ironic considering that the application for Android is currently only available in the US, but still, I can actually upload music from my iTunes library to the Amazon Cloud Player service and play it on my iPhone when I'm not in the United States. Kinda cool. And well, speaking of competition, let's talk about two companies that are making some interesting moves lately. First of all, Microsoft, which just announced that their Bing Maps is going to be compatible with iOS devices in the SDK. This is interesting because developers are now going to be able to use Bing Maps and services instead of Google Maps, which we're all stuck on right now. And it's kind of cool because even though people say that it's a wrong move from Microsoft because they're competing with iOS devices, think about it. Microsoft's a software company. Even if they bring out Windows Phone and Windows, their core business is software, and there's no point in them selling software if it's not going to be compatible everywhere. Second of all, well, RIM has just announced that their BlackBerry Enterprise server is going to be compatible with iOS devices, meaning in the past their enterprise server would only work with BlackBerries, and now it's going to work with iOS devices and possibly also Android. Now, call it a weird move from RIM, but yeah, they're not in the business of only selling phones, and if their devices are not relevant anymore, kind of a smart move to have iOS be part of their deal because there are CEOs out there. Everybody's using iPhones now. Almost everybody. Now, rumors have Apple working on over-the-air updates for iOS 5, which is cool because everybody else can do it instead of Apple. But then again, things aren't that easy. First of all, iOS updates take more than 500 megabytes, so Apple's not going to do that through 3G. They'll most likely use Wi-Fi, which is not cool because it totally defeats the purpose of having an over-the-air update. You're going to have to do it on a hotspot or home, and it's going to take a year for that to happen if you are moving around, so why not just use the PC? And then, well, second of all, Apple could probably be considering, just giving you fragments of updates to what requires an update, which could make the OS bigger and taking storage away from your device. And then again, also, think about it, backups happen over the PC. Rumors have it that Apple's not going to be bringing these backups over the air, so it's not going to be an easy update if things go wrong. You're going to have to go look for your PC to get things working, so we're getting close to the not so cool section, so things are making sense, right? Well, that does it for the cool. Let's continue on with the not so cool. If you're with us on the list of people that are waiting for Apple to release the next generation iPhone in June or July, well, things are getting kind of rocky. In the past, well, we have heard a lot of rumors, but we were still waiting for confirmation. Now, an AT&T representative told a customer over the phone that they do have confirmation that Apple will be pushing the device to later, not June, July. It could be September for the iPod event, but Again, bad news. Not really sure what to expect. And well, as funny as it may sound, the current debate out there is whether the white iPhone is thicker than the black iPhone. And well, a ruler says that it is thicker. Consumer Reports says that it is thicker, but then comes Philip Schiller and says that it's not, that people are hallucinating. Now, first of all, find something better to debate, Phil. I mean, if a ruler and Consumer Reports says that it is thicker, just accept it, buddy. You told everybody that it took so much for you to build the iPhone. It made sense for it to be thicker, so why make it any worse with news? Anyways, that's it for today's show. Thank you very much for watching. I'm Jaime Rivera. Remember to give us a thumbs up if you like what you saw. That's it for now.